Medley Club Toastmasters meeting. And it's great to see all of you to this, I think it's 222nd meeting, if I'm not wrong, right? And it's great to see all of you to continue the journey of improving your communication and leadership skills. So before we begin, let us remind ourselves of the housekeeping rules, where please try to switch off your mobile phones or put it into silent, and please do not fidget with your phones. And second thing, if you want to leave the Zoom meeting at any cost, please do it without disturbing, and try to be on mute when the speaker is speaking. And the third, please refrain from talking religious and political topics. And let's stay in the positive energy and try to learn something from everything about something. So I'm very happy to introduce our presiding officer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Pravda. She's a passionate Toastmaster and the president of Medley Toastmasters Club. She is a professor and HOD in Satyabama Dental College, and she has joined Toastmasters 4 years back, and to improve her confidence in public speaking. But this Toastmasters platform had actually helped her to gradually transform and evolve her an overall personality, and she's able to see a better version of herself. So let's welcome Toastmasters Pravda. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joselina, for setting the rules of Toastmasters meeting. A very good afternoon to my dear fellow Toastmasters from Medley Toastmasters Club and BNP Paribas, and also the guests who have joined today. Welcome you all to the special joint meeting of Medley 809th meeting and BNP Paribas 289th meeting. With the sound of this virtual gavel, I declare the meeting open. I would like to recognize and welcome the dignitaries who have joined today's meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster Sundar Raman Chintamani, the past president of Medley Toastmasters Club. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham, the past PR manager of District 82 and the past president of Medley Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Saravanan, the past president of Medley Toastmasters Club and the past area director of C3. Toastmaster Prasannavani, the past president, the immediate past president and the present area director of C3. I would also like to recognize and welcome
TMOD, requesting TMOD now.
Shall I continue with the session, sir?
Yes.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Success is the sum of small efforts which you put in and day out. Today's theme is P, P is equal to PP. What is that? It looks like a formula, right? Actually, it's life formula for success, improvement and success. What are those P stands for? The first P is the plan. You should have a definitive plan. How can you have a definitive plan? You have to analyze about one's skill set and where you want to reach, a goal in your mind, and then plan accordingly. A well planned is half done is the phrase you all might have heard. Why is it only half done? Why not fully done? You need to implement the plan. First, when you identify your plan, you start to implement the plan. How do you implement a plan? You have to practice your skill set day in and day out continuously. Sometimes a good plan remains in the shelf Why it remains in the shelf? Because we lack motivation. Just a couple of meetings before, TM Modi, TM Amrita talked about two set of people, about a psychologist who analyzed people, and she talked about two set of people. The first group is the fixed group, which when it falters, the efforts are same in the both groups. When the first group falter, they go into a shell and they say, oh my God, I cannot move on. I'm a failure. And they lack motivation to continue. And the other group is that even though they have failed, they do not give up. They say, I have learned so much from this failure. So it is a success in a way. So there are two set of people. We need internal motivation as well as external motivation to implement our plan. Internal motivation is this, taking positivity even from the failure. What are the external motivations? First thing is that you can have a role model. A role model which will be helpful for your role. I cannot suddenly say, I want to become Sir C.V. Raman, right? It's totally different. You have to analyze about your strength and your goal and have a role model. So that is an external motivation. And whenever you achieve something or you fail something, you reward and you punish accordingly. These things are there for motivation. So the first P stands for plan, and the second P stands for practice. You might have all heard this Thiruvalluvar's verse, Devathinaalagadheninu meivarutha kooli tharum. What does it mean? If God cannot give you, your hard work will pay you one day. Why can't God give you? See, in a class, when I was a student, in my class, 35 children were there. Everybody wanted to get first rank. Is it possible? It's not possible that everyone, but everyone would have prayed to God that I have to get first rank. So the first rank holder, what did she do differently? She had a discipline. She had a definitive routine in her life that she put that little effort every day to improve her skill set. So that's the difference. So we need to have a definitive plan, and when we have a practice, we will definitely have a positive progress. So let's continue with the meeting today. For the benefit of the guests, let me explain about the meeting, how it is done. We have 3 sessions. First is the prepared speeches, followed by table topics, and then followed by evaluations. With this, let me call the general evaluator of today. He is a classical acupuncturist at Selayur near Tambaram, where he practices at his own clinic. His favorite quote is, the things that get scheduled are the things that get done. The things that get scheduled are the things that get done, by Robin Sharma. He is none other than Toastmaster Pramod Anand.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I hope I'm audible. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and their guests. Evaluation is a leadership quality which we get especially in Toastmasters, and it helps us to improve as well as to help others to improve. And we can take feedback on everything. For example, after this meeting, I could still ask my friends to give me feedback so that I can give a better evaluation next time. And my purpose here is to evaluate everything, each participant on the program, so that finally I can appreciate the good examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. And also, I can recommend improvement opportunities, which I shall towards the end when I'm giving my report when I'm called upon. But in order to do this evaluation, I have 2 teams. One is my quantitative team, also known as my tag team, which I shall be introducing now. The other is the qualitative team of evaluators, whom I shall be introducing during the evaluation session. Now, I would like to first introduce our timer, Toastmaster Janardhan from BNP Paribas Toastmasters Club. He's a senior application developer, and he likes to learn new things, both technology and games. So here I would like to introduce Toastmaster Janardhan. Over to you, timer of the day.
Toastmaster Pramod. Hello, Toastmaster and guest. Timers. I'll be taking notes for taking time for prepared speech, table topics, and gender action. Also, alert speaker with green, yellow, red cards, which denotes specific times remaining. Prepared speech, it will be 5 to 6 minutes. And 5th minute, I'll raise the green card. At 6th minute, I'll raise yellow card. 7th minute, I'll raise red card. For prepared speech, 12 minutes. At 10th minute, I'll raise the green card. 11th minute, I'll raise the yellow card. 12th minute, I'll raise the red card. For 20 minute speech, as said, it's 15 minutes. So 13th minute, I'll show green card. 14th minute, I'll show yellow card. And 15th minute, I'll show red card. For table topics, I'll show first minute, I'll show green card. Second minute, 1 minute, 30 minutes, I'll show yellow card. And second minute, I'll show red card. For general evaluator, it is 2 to 3 minutes. I'll show green card at second minute, and 2.5 minutes I'll show yellow card, and third minute I'll show red card. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janardhan, for explaining the roles of a timer. Next, we have our R counter. That is, he is a software engineer by profession, and he is also our regular Sergeant at Arms at Medley Toastmasters Club. He loves to constantly learn and to strive to do better than before. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh as our R counter.
Pramod, small correction. Toastmaster Priya is the accounter.
Priya. All right. I'm
Priya
sorry
Belur.
for the confusion. Priya. I would like to call Toastmaster Priya.
Good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch of filler words. So I'll be giving my report at the end of the meeting. So what are these crutch of filler words that we are very comfortable using, and we often take the support to finish our statements? Sounds such as these such words, and repetitive words like but, so. All these are the words that we use as filler. So I'll be giving my detailed report when G calls upon at the end of the meet. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya, for explaining the roles of a role of an R counter. Next, I would like to call our grammarian. When he was a lecturer, he propagated the Renan Martin, and he was also formerly the communication director of Ashok Leland. I would like to call distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham as our grammarian.
Hi, thank you, G. Good afternoon, all my dear friends. As the grammarian, I will keep an ear ready to look for nice, good expressions, good language usage, as also the not so good ones. And the word of the day today has already been used. Kudos to the TMOD for having used it thrice already. It is definitive. Definitive is an adjective. It has multiple meanings contextually. A definitive decision, a definitive conclusion means reach with authority and decisively. A definitive proof means irrefutable. A definitive history of independence or a definitive movie about partition refers to that is the final word. It's a classic. It's a complete, exhaustive last word. So these are the various usages. I would encourage you to use it and internalize it and add this to your vocabulary. And I'll be back with my report when called upon to do so by the GE. Good day, everybody.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham. I shall return when I'm called upon to give my GE's report by the Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, G. For the first speaker, we have Toastmaster Hema Venkateshan. She's a sports physio, mother of twins. She lives by a quote, winners are the people who never fail. Winners are not the people who never fail, they are the people who never give up. Before her speech, I would like to call her evaluator, Toastmaster Shankar, to read out the speech objective, please.
Okay, thank you, TMOD. My target speaker, Toastmaster Hema, is delivering a pathway from presentation mastery, and the project is Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose of this project is for the member practice using vocal variety as well as the body language. Very all the best, Toastmaster Hema.
Hema, the speech title is The Choice is Not Yours. The choice is not yours, Toastmaster Hema.
One of my friend's husband, his immediate boss would always invite him for lunch or dinner. After finish eating, he would deliberately search his pocket for the purse, which he never carried. Most of the time, my friend ended up paying the bill. Not once, several times. Good afternoon, TM Body, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. Hobson's choice. Hobson's choice refers to a situation where someone is given the illusion of choice, but in reality, they only have to accept the offer given to them or choose nothing at all. Let me share an incident that perfectly illustrates this. Once I was just invited for a wedding in Dakshin Chitra. I was super excited because that was the chance to meet my friends and relatives after a long gap. My mom and I, we reached the venue by hiring a cab. At the entrance, we were greeted by one of my friend's grandmother, 86 years old, who was about to leave the venue. After usual exchange of words, she kindly offered us for a ride. Because with a previous, based on my previous experiences with her, I politely declined. I knew this lady was deliberately up to some mischief. So ignored her, myself and mom and myself, we entered the venue. As I was chatting with my friends and relatives, I noticed someone from distance waving at me. Although slightly irritated, I smiled back. Little later, we continued to have our fun by dancing and singing. Someone held me from behind. It was her, my friend's grandmother. She followed us back. She ensured I was within her eyesight. As my mom was observing everything, she chose a seat and was observing everything happily. We decided to continue our fun after having our dinner. So we all headed to the dining hall. There was a beautiful spread on both sides, both veg and non-veg. After finish eating my having my soup, I went to the menu, a main course. I filled my plate with nice food, with a paneer, butter masala, gopi Manchurian, and garlic naan, fried rice, everything. I had decided to eat well. As I was about to eat my paneer, butter masala, and gopi naan, somebody waved at me. It was her. She showed me her watch and told me that it was getting late. We had to leave. She urged me to leave the venue. She was so decisive. I was so furious because I couldn't complete my dinner. My mom calmed me down. She reminded me to consider her age. In the meantime, I received a call from her son from UK, requested me to accompany her back. reluctantly agreed to accompany her. On her way back, she engaged me in a conversation. Initially, I hesitated to speak, but eventually I found myself becoming a part of conversation. Even 1.5 hours later, we were still on the road. Frustrated, I just asked the driver to stop and check where we are. To my surprise, we are on our way to Pondicherry. Grandma, who was sitting in the front seat, turned towards me and just told me, Hema, if you hadn't been here, this fellow would have taken me to Pondicherry. At last, everything had become very clear. This was a plan all along. 2 days later, I narrated the issue to my friend. I was telling her. She said, she laughed continuously and said, oh, the driver who has been working with us for more than 25 years, he is known for this. Grandma never trusts him. So do you have any choice? Over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you, TM Hema, for this wonderful speech. The next speech is by Toastmaster Saravanan. He is a passionate Toastmaster since 2009. He is from textile city of Coimbatore. He was past president of Medley, past C3 area director. He brings in quirky topics and innovative ideas into his speech. I would like to call his evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Sundaraman Chintamani, to read out his speech objective.
So, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and Toastmasters from BNP as well guest. Today, Toastmaster Saravanan is attempting a project from, he is doing a project on introduction to Toastmaster mentoring. The purpose statement of this particular project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envision mentoring. Also, the purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of previous experience as a protege. And Toastmaster Saravanan's title would be When the Student is Ready. And the path is strategic responsibilities. When the student is ready, Toastmaster Saravanan, all the best.
Should I repeat the title again?
Yeah, you have to tell me and then I'll talk.
Okay. The speech title is When the Student is Ready. When the Student is Ready. Toastmaster Saravanan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Few years back, Ajit, my colleague, tapped my shoulder and said, hey, Saran, sometime back you did an Informix 4GL programming. Can you explain me about that? I said, hey, it is there in the documentation. Go and see by yourself. The next day, Naveen came to me and asked me, hey, Saran, sometime back you did that Sun Solaris project where like the hard disk got crashed and you did a hot swap and brought into live, right? Can you tell me how you did that? I said, why should I tell you? It's nothing. It's not my duty to tell you. You just go and figure it out. The next day, Krishna, my manager, came and he called me for a coffee. So we went to the canteen and then we had a coffee. And then he asked me, hey, Saran, you are not like this. Normally, you are a cool guy. What happened to both Naveen as well as Ajit? You responded in a very rude manner. It got escalated to me. Then I said, Krishna, see, I did all the hard work. I put days and days of hard work and found out how 4GL works, how Sun Solaris hot swap happens. All these things are my hard work. But these guys come and ask me, and what they do here is they don't give credit to me. They just go to their on-site folks who are located in different geographies and tell as if they have found out how they fix the issue. It is embarrassing for me because it is disheartening for me. I'm not getting any credit at all. I told him very clearly, Krishna, listen to me because he is a good manager. He said, hey, Saran, I understand you, but this is how the corporate works. But I will give you an avenue. I will give you a forum where you can educate teams, mentor teams, coach teams, so that you will get the visibility. At the same time, the people will also know that you are the one who is teaching these stuffs to the teams as such. I like that idea. Then I did that coaching to the teams so that they also understand. At the same time, I also got that visibility of what I have to do. And at the same time, other managers as well as my superiors know that I am the one who is driving these ideas. And this is one of the good things that Krishna has taught me. And from that day onwards, he became my mentor. I can tell you like what are the things I learned from Krishna, my mentor. The first thing Krishna used to say is, hey, corporate world is totally different. If you don't do something, somebody else will do and get the credit. So it's better for you to do the things of your own. But at the same time, remember that corporate is always a numbers game. Who you know, because the peers whom you work with, you have to always wear a mask because you should not be showing your emotional problems to them. Because at any point of time, your peers also can become your managers. So please have that emotional quotient always and ensure that you always have a good relationship, not only with your peers, but also with your subordinates as well as with their superiors also. This is the rule number one that you have to follow, the numbers game. Who you know, at the same time, who you know as well as how the others know you in a much better way. So the numbers game is very important. The second thing he told is, just do 6 months of hard work. You will get 2 years of experience. But if you slack around for 2 years, you will not even get 6 months of experience. When you are growing, that is more important. The second rule. The third rule is every 6 months, try to add at least one paragraph in your resume. That will keep you in a good state according to the market situation as such. These are the three main things I learned from Krishna, and even I apply now also. That happened nearly 20 years back, and I remember crystal clear about all these stuffs. And how the framework I define with Krishna is, it's a four-pronged framework. The first thing is, what are the strategies that you have to work? What is my strength? That is my first thing. Second thing is, what are the opportunities? The third thing is, what is the goal? Short-term goal as well as long-term goals. These are the four-pronged strategies I work with Krishna to ensure that I get the right kind of input. At the same time, when I ask the right question, he will give the right answer because it is not beating around the bush as such. So that is the most important thing I learned from Krishna, and I wanted to share with you also as part of this project. Apart from day-to-day activities, tasks, and everything, he also taught me the power of micro habits. The power of micro habits is nothing but having your life divided into or day divided into three parts. The first part is exercise. How you exercise. Just have 10 minutes of your time for your exercise. Then the second thing is reading, 15 minutes for reading. Any book, just read for 15 minutes. And the third thing is your hobby. Whatever your hobby is, just do that for 15 minutes. And if you have developed these micro habits, that will be helpful for you in the long run. And I'm even using that in my current environment where I manage 70 plus people. And so I use that with my current teams also, and it was well appreciated also. I apply these things in Toastmasters also. See, for example, when I did my first speech, I was at my hilarious best, and I got the for best speaker award as part of the speech itself. I was so emphatic, and then came out of that, and then met everybody. And during the tea session, one of the Toastmasters said, "Hey, you know something? You got this award because the other speakers spoke worse than you." That was the input I got. So I got a retrospective of, I asked him like why he's saying so. Because he said, you talk nicely, but is it as per the manual? Is it as per the objectives? What is defined the objectives and what you have talked about is totally different. And that is the reason I'm telling you. That was a very good eye-opener for me. And that is one thing that I treat everybody as mentors for me. So that is one of the things I wanted to share with you. As well as in Toastmasters also, you can observe from anybody, observe as well as imply that and then use that, because that is something that can make your mind sharp. At the same time, you can provide your spontaneous response for everything. And that is how I view Toastmasters as such. So I would summarize and say that choose your mentors wisely, and it will be beneficial for both of you, for ourselves as well as for the mentor also. And remember, when the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. Define yourself and progress in life. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saravanan. It was a wonderful speech. To have the next speech, we have Toastmaster Shanmugavel. He is a multidisciplinary researcher in CLRI and also an associate professor in ACSIR. He is fond of walking and likes to hear motivational audiobook while walking. I request his evaluator, Toastmaster McEnroe from BNP, to read out his speech objective.
Good evening, everyone. Toastmaster Shanmugavel is attempting his project in Pathways, Dynamic Leadership, with an objective of inspire your audience. The purpose of this project is to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspire others. Over to you, Shanmugavel. Thank you.
Toastmaster Shanmugavel's speech title is Determination Can Move Mountains. Determination Can Move Mountains. Toastmaster Shanmugavel.
Thank you, DMOD. Often people think the most significant things can only be achieved by the great people like Rajaraja Solan or emperor like Shah Jahan. Monuments are not only just built by the emperors. Even an ordinary person can make a monument with willpower and determination. Several people achieved such great things. Yes, with this determination, a village illiterate laborer moved the mountain. Put upon fellow Toastmaster and their guests. Today, I will talk about Dasrath Manji. You might be heard of the word Dasrath, name Dasrath in Ramayana, father of Raman. Moved the mountain. He resided in Kehlur village of Kaya district in Bihar with his wife and also having 2 children. He achieved the impossible with unstoppable determination. His people, village people, they have to climb the mountain, up and down a huge mountain, massive mountain in their village to get the basic facilities such as hospital, school, and water facility, etc. Manji and his villager would climb the mountain every day to work in the field on the other side of the mountain to feed their family. One day, his wife, Kalpuni Devi, carried his lunch for him, trekking in the treacherous mountain, fell and was seriously injured. In 1959, she died due to lack of medical access. She couldn't be taken to the hospital on time. Because of this massive mountain in their village, they have to travel 70 kilometers around the mountain to reach the nearest hospital, which is in the tree. The down is a tree. It stuck and impacted on him. So he vowed and made a definitive decision to carve the mountain and ensuring no one shall suffer the same fate. If we made this path, they can reach the down within 5 kilometers instead of 70 kilometers. So he decided to take the matter on his own hands. So he sold his 3 coats and purchased the hammers, chisel, and crowbar, carved the
mountain. In the morning, he worked for his family and returned by dusk to carve the mountain. What he done? He lit the firewood on the rocks and threw the water on that so that it will crack. Then it would be easy for him to reduce the rock into rubble. The villagers laughed at him, scoffed, and called him a madman. But he never tottered. Even though he faced several setbacks, injuries, and financial problems, slowly, he completed the path. Eventually, the village people started to help him and gave a food to his family and began him calling us Baba out of reverence. In the year 1982, after 22 years of hard work and dedication, he has completed the path and reduced the distance between the down a tree and his village into 5 kilometers instead of 70 kilometers. It increased the village quality and access to health, marketing, education, and also increase the economical opportunities. After completing the near impossible feat, he approached the Chief Minister of Bihar, Nitish Kumar, to get the road tarred. It is said that the Chief Minister Nitish Kumar offered his seat out of respect. Unfortunately, he passed away August 17, 2007, after a long battle with cancer. Even today, he continues to inspire the people of his village and a million across the country. His remarkable achievement gained the attraction of the international attraction. The Bihar government rewarded 50,000 rupees, and also he has received Padma Shri as well as the National Citizen Award on 2008. His biography was also featured as various documentaries and films. The Emperor Shah Jahan carved Taj Mahal for his wife, but this poor man's Shah Jahan, Dasrath Manji, carved the path for his wife as well as also for 60 village people. His life teaches us no obstacle can stop us if our intentions are strong and we move towards our goal, complete dedication. You keep putting your feet on one another. One day you will reach the mountain. So never underestimate the individual power. Even a single person can also make a difference. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shanmugavel. That was a wonderful speech. To have the next speech, we have Toastmaster Abhilash Chandran. He is an IT delivery manager by profession, proud father of 2 daughters. He is basically from Alappuzha, Kerala. He enjoys watching all kinds of sports and news. I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Jagan, to read out his speech objective.
Thank you, Kausalya. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, Toastmaster Abhilash is delivering his final speech, which is Reflect on Your Path, Level 5 from the Pathway Motivational Strategies. The purpose of this project is for the member to reflect on their growth and share some aspect of their growth through the completion of this project. Timer, please note the timing is 10 to 12 minutes. All the very best, Abhilash.
Toastmaster Abhilash Chandran's speech title is MSD. MSD, Toastmaster Abhilash Chandran.
How many MSD fans out here? I know too many of them will be there in this gathering. But my speech is how I did my motivation strategies. Whether it's a motivation strategies done or it's like motivation strategies done. I was passing through my Toastmasters journey and suddenly something happened. If I ask you if you are in your 10th standard and in the middle of your curriculum, the government tells that your syllabus has changed, what will you do? I know you have nothing to do other than adjust or adapt. That is something that happened in my Toastmasters journey in the beginning. I was doing my CC, CL, and ALB. Maybe the old timers might be joining. And suddenly they came up with something called Pathways in 2018. In the previous journey, it was like a single path that you had to take where you will be reaching your destiny. But in the new pathways, it was like you have multiple paths to take to reach your destiny. And with a constant push from the pathways mentor that was assigned to our club, BNP Paribas, as well as the constant push from the XCOM, finally I decided to take my decision what path to take. There is something called base camp that we have in our Toastmasters website. And based on some of the questions that they ask, I got a definitive answer that motivational strategies is my path to be taken. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guest. For the first 6 months, I did nothing. But after 6 months, I did something. I moved out of BNP Paribas Toastmasters itself. I joined CSF. For the people who are wondering what is CSF, it's not Security Forces. It's Chennai Speakers Forum, which is based out of Nungambakam. But right now, when I joined the club, it was having the meeting in Kilpok, near to the Kilpok Metro, in a place called IIKM. So what I used to do is I used to take the metro and go to this meeting. And I was very active in the first 2 months, except for I was active on the stage. I was taking part in all the role plays that is a player opportunities that are available, as well as all the events that they're having. I was part of the newspapers. They have newsletter team, all those things I was participating. That is when the VP Toastmaster Farhan came and asked me, we have seen that you have a lot of potential. You're doing a lot of things outside the podium. Why can't you try and give a speech? We are very eager to hear from you since you are in Toastmasters for some time. It was the best encouragement that I got that day. And I booked my Toastmasters speech for my first Toastmasters speech as part of motivation strategies. I prepared the very best and tried to give the best speech possible. If I recollect, that was the best script that I have written based on that. That is the time that the movie Two States got released. And I gave a speech titled Three States based on the communication journey I went in the 3 states where I was born in Kerala, I worked in Maharashtra, and I worked in Tamil Nadu as well. I got a lot of appreciation that day after the speech, but I was not awarded the best speaker that day. A visiting DTM came that day and he gave an awesome speech and he was the best speaker. I thought next time I have to be the best speaker. I prepared very well, but I forgot to prepare myself to get to the meeting. So instead of going by metro that day, I took the bike to my meeting. Since it is on the Punamalli High Road between 2 metro stations, I have that idea that this will be coming on the left side between the metro stations. So I had my one eye on the left side and one eye and the brain working on the speech that I have to deliver in some time. I was thinking, but I missed the location. I overshoot my runway like a flight and crash landed after Kilpauk Metro. I realized that I have crossed my destination, and my speech was slotted to be the first one, but I reached somehow for the fourth speech that was going to happen that day and gave my speech. With all the fear that was gathered during the overshooting of the runway that I did, I failed miserably. Speech contest came after that. With the failures that I had, two of the failures that I had, Janardhan, and it's 10 to 12 minutes. Yeah. So, sorry. So I overshooted the runway, so I was not confident of giving the speech that day. So I didn't contest that time. That is when I was assigned DTM Selvan as my mentor. He was very good at his humor. And somehow I was forced to contest the next speech contest time after giving few more speeches. But since then, I never missed any contest except I am not available in the town. Maybe I might have won some, I might have lost something, but I have won over the confidence that I have to build, or with the confidence that I was not having to give speeches in front of public, even though it is a contest. I gave few speeches on not bodybuilding, body language, vocal variety, and other subjects. I researched, I gave some speeches, but in between, our dear friend Corona came, and I was confined to the four walls where I was only giving speeches only to the walls. Maybe that was one preparation for the speech that I am going to give today. Maybe something that I have learned today to look at the camera and speak. Every opportunity is something that is thrown at you to learn something, is something that I can tell based on the experience that I have today. I gave few more speeches and somehow I lost my enthusiasm in giving a speech confined to the four walls. I decided to leave CSF as well. I was not part of any club, but something realized something that some experience gave me my value. In Toastmasters, if you renew your membership, it costs only $10. But if you are a new member, it costs $20 that time. But my club was running short of renewals by $10, and they gave my name without even informing me. That's when I realized my value in Toastmasters that day. I was into level 4. I was asked to give us the level 4 is like you have to motivate others to run an event or something. Toastmasters, the VP of the time gave me the opportunity to run the 275th meeting. And I'm indebted to all the Toastmasters who were part. McEnroe was part of that. And still I am indebted to them until the last Diwali because I just paid back all the dues as the treasurer of the club. When it came to level 5, it was about team building activity. And I approached my VP again. What can I do as part of team building activity? I was given an opportunity to do a team building activity in our own Medley and BNP Paribas joint meeting last time. So I was given a team to build a team. I was given an opportunity to build a team and do an event in the last meeting that we had. One of the member was from BNP Paribas and one of the member was from Medley Toastmasters. Toastmasters Shubhalakshmi was the one who was located from BNP Paribas and the other person was from Medley. We had the meetings very late in the day. It was rather late in the night, like 9 o'clock, because all the participants were very busy with their busy schedules. We used to discuss about things. I used to get the ideas or inputs on what to be done during the meeting. The D-Day came to conduct the event. To my surprise, I realized that I was talking to the president, the then president of Toastmaster Medley for the last 2 weeks or so, or rather 1 week or so. She never told me that she is the current president. She didn't tell me that this is the professional job that she is doing. I learned something that day, that leaders don't need any title. Leaders are always servant leaders. I just remember what I read during the Pathways mentorship program that we had as the core competencies that are achieved as part of our Toastmasters Pathways. They are interpersonal communication, public speaking, which I have done through a lot of the speeches that I have done. The other one that is management or strategic management that we have done through the two activities that I have done: leadership building and confidence. If I am standing in front of you, or sitting in front of you right now and giving a speech for 10 minutes, where I was not even able to do it for 2 minutes, it had been the opportunities that a Toastmasters has given me to talk for 15 to 20 minutes in the last 2 levels of the Toastmasters journey that I had gone through. Maybe my motivation strategies, speech pathways might have gone through a 6 years of delay, or it might been a disruptive motivation strategies which has gone through 3 clubs. But definitely I can tell I have learned motivation strategies with diversified experiences. I'm going to go do innovative planning soon. Maybe our TMOD's idea on planning can help me more to do the speech quicker than what I did in the motivation strategies by doing for 6 years. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhilash. That was a wonderful speech. Now we are moving on to the educational session. To give that educational session, we have Toastmaster Ishwaran Ram. He has 4 years. He is a 4 years old Toastmaster, started his journey in Walkie-Talkie Nanganallur and spread his wings to Alvarpe Toastmasters. He has served as President, Vice President Education and Membership, and he has served as Area Director and Division Director, both President distinguished. He has served as a club coach, club mentor, and is a club sponsor. Outside Toastmasters, he is an IT professional, the chief editor for a spiritual magazine, the pioneer of the Word of the Day Learning Initiative, and a proud father of 2 daughters. His session title is Motivate to Kill Self-Doubts Before It Kills Talent. Motivate to kill self-doubts before it kills talent. Duration is between 18 to 20 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster Ishwaran Ram.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Good afternoon, Medley and BNP Paripa. Can you all hear me clearly? Is my voice audible? Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. I see about 20 people, roughly 18, 20 people on video. It would be great to have more people on video. That's going to motivate me. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Stay on video. I'm very poor in talking on Zoom, even poorer without seeing people. It would be wonderful to have more people on video. Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here with you, though not in person due to weather. Still, it's an amazing opportunity to talk to all of you, share my thoughts on what motivation is all about. This session is going to be part of the Leadership Excellence series, which Toastmasters International has come out with, where there are series of presentations, sessions done to explain the importance of those topics to the leaders and help them follow those practices in their life and journey. That's going to be my session on motivation. Motivate to kill self-doubts before it kills talent. All right. Now let me ask you a question. How many types of motivation do you think there are? Any thoughts on what are the different types of motivation? Or categories of motivation?
Motivation by example.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sundar. Others?
There is intrinsic and extrinsic.
Good. Second.
Necessity.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Let me, as I understand, I will bucket the motivation under 4 groups. One, self-motivation. Unless you can motivate yourself, you cannot motivate anybody else. When you are in trouble, first you need to elevate yourself by motivating you. You cannot go down. When you do that, you are always ready to motivate others. Do you agree or not? Excellent. Second, motivating others. When somebody needs motivation, you feel that the person is low on confidence, low on something, you should be the first one to raise your hands, go near and give a pat. That is all required. You don't need to give a lecture. A small pat will help the person feel motivated. Third, you need to get motivated from others, by others. Now, again, I will bucket this into 2. One, by way of conversation. For example, just now I mentioned that we need to go and motivate somebody. Similarly, you need to feel motivated by somebody else. I had a conversation with distinguished Toastmaster VNS a month ago. It was not meant to be a motivational conversation. He called me for something, but at the end of 20-minute conversation, I felt so motivated by his words. That's what motivation is all about. Fourth, motivation by looking at somebody's work. You see your mentors, you see some role models in your life, and you see the work they have done. That should motivate you. That should motivate you in terms of replicating something bigger than what that person has done and enable more people to join the bandwagon in doing things. So these are all different types of motivation that either we give or we do for ourselves or we get from ourselves. Now let me ask you, how can one be motivated? Now, for example, I'm going to ask you, tell me one thing that will motivate you. What could it be? Anybody?
Self-setting goals.
Good. Goals.
If I can make a difference. If I can make a difference.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Appreciations.
Wonderful. Amazing. Yes.
Some metrics.
Metrics. Okay. Most of us are passion for something. Thank you. Thank you, Vijay. Most of us are professionals. Either we work or we are entrepreneurs or we study. In every part of our journey, the most important thing that we look for is rewards, the financial rewards. Don't you agree with me? When you get your salary, when you get your hike, that will motivate you. For what you have done, the moment you get your recognition, either by way of a promotion or coupled with a salary hike, that is going to motivate you. I'm sure there is no exception to this. Awards and recognition. I have seen Medley getting umpteen number of awards in every Discover. Apart from the Discover conference name, the other name that I hear more often is Medley. Now, this club gets so many awards. I am sure each of you feels so proud whenever your club's name is called out on stage to receive an award. And I've seen a lot of you going together to collect the award. Doesn't it motivate you? That's the awards and recognition that will motivate. I can see a lot of smiling faces here. I know that's the confirmation to that. The third one is the positive feedback. Again, I will draw reference of Toastmasters here. How many times have your mentors appreciated you? How many times have your evaluators appreciated you for what you did? It could be a simple thing that you did on that day in the meeting. Then that gets noticed. Somebody appreciates. This is something I've never seen in Toastmasters meeting. This person did. That will motivate you. Then you are given an additional responsibility. For example, you are the Vice President Education in the club, and then the Vice President membership goes on leave for a month. The President comes and tells you, can you also support as Vice President membership for 1 month until he comes back? That is an additional responsibility that is entrusted on you. That is going to motivate you because among 8 ESCOM officers, you get the opportunity to do something more, which means your talent has been seen by somebody. This will motivate you. And then finally, as I said, promotion. Promotion at home, promotion at work, anywhere you go. Even in Toastmasters, when you go up from one level to the other level, or in district officer role, when you go up from one level to the other level, that is going to motivate you. I think these are all things that we have seen in our life when it comes to either being motivated or seeing somebody else getting motivated. The next part I want to touch upon is how do we bring difference in others' lives? As distinguished Toastmaster Thomas said, now if you want to make a difference in others' life, you need to be a shining example first. Unless you are not going to make a difference. When I do not do things, when I expect somebody else to do, it is not going to fall in place. First, let me do. Now, I see somebody doing very well in Toastmasters or at my work. Now, I cannot afford to delay my message to that person. When I see somebody doing a good job, it is my responsibility to motivate that person immediately by telling him, good job. That's all. You don't need to give a lecture, just an appreciation. An immediate appreciation will make a world of difference to that person. Do we hesitate to criticize somebody? Tell me. Do we ever hesitate to criticize somebody? We don't. We are the first person to criticize. Why can't we be the first person to motivate somebody? I think that is going to make a huge difference in the other person's life. Never hesitate. When you do that, you are going to bring a definitive growth in that person's journey. Work on it. 2, unbiased appreciation. You find somebody who's very good, but you don't like that person. You do not want to appreciate him. Something stops you from doing it. Do not do that. Be neutral. Whether the person is close to you or whether you don't like that person does not matter. On that day, somebody has done a good job. Go appreciate and motivate that person. Third, there is no room for ego. I cannot hold myself from appreciating somebody. You are not a leader at that moment. The moment you do that, you are not a leader anymore. How are you going to set an example to others? You need to follow a unique example. You need to be a unique person, unique individual in setting the bar high to others. Now, the other thing that I have seen in corporate world is people are scared to appreciate somebody. People are scared to motivate somebody because the person feels insecure about the other person. What if he overtakes me? If I am going to keep appreciating him, if I'm going to keep motivating him, he will outsmart me and grow. I cannot do that. This is something that I have seen in corporates happening. Please do not ever do that. Even if the person is junior to you, and even if you feel he is extremely talented, go all out to appreciate and motivate that person. It will make a difference in his life. Finally, never take credit for what somebody else did. I heard this in one of the speeches. I think Saravanan gave the speech on that topic. If somebody else has done a good work, appreciate, motivate, but do not ever take credit for what you did not do. When you do that, you are not only demotivating the other person, but you are also setting a bad example to others that they can follow you. These are all very simple things that we can follow in our life. Why are we not following? Let me give you some of the examples, some of the things that I have gone through in my life where either I felt motivated by somebody or I motivated other people in their life. All these are going to be 3-4 personal life stories, which I will quickly touch upon, and then I'll open the floor for discussion. I was probably in 2nd grade, 3rd grade when I was in my village, and I participated in a Trikural competition. I got first prize for the first 2 years. I was on cloud 9. I went to the 3rd year, probably with a bit of overconfidence that I would ace the 3rd year, but I failed miserably. I did not even get a consolation prize, and I was crying on stage as a 4th year student. The organizer, Mr. Chidambaram, came to the stage and told me, Ishwar, you are so talented. You can go back and by heart all 1330 Trikural couplets, can't come back here. He just told me to motivate me and not cry on stage. But I took it seriously. I went back home, bought a Trikural book. I by hearted 1330, learned by rote all 1330 couplets, and I came back next year. I performed Ashtavadhanam, which is an art, on stage in front of 1000 plus people. What motivated me on that stage that day, I continue to do to others till now. And my father, who was a headmaster, all he did was to motivate me further. He said, every 10 couplets you complete and recite, I'll give you a chikki, a groundnut burfi. That was the motivation that I had to by heart 10 couplets every day. On holidays, I used to by heart 20 so that I would get 2 chickies. Simple things, but they mattered a lot during my childhood. From there, then Mr. Shekhar, who was the executive director of Sanmar Group, where I started my career, as a stenographer, an assistant level, at that level. But he found me so talented, and he felt that I was wasting my time in an administrative job. He sponsored my 2-year computer graduation course, post-graduation course. The organization paid the entire money, motivated me to move out of a secretarial line into an IT line. And today, I work as vice president in an IT company, thanks to Mr. Shekhar's motivation. It didn't come easily. I slogged for 15 months to complete that education program. It's an international degree. I completed that. And today, I stand tall and I inspire people. I motivate people to do what I did 25 years back. The motivation is a cycle. What you receive, you should give more than what you receive. This is the way I look at it. The third incident in my life, a very sad incident, I would say. I lost my wife with cancer in 2010. Myself and my 2 daughters, very young daughters at that time, 3 of us were left without the pillar of support in my family. We were down, but not out. Each of us motivated the other 2. Even today, till now, 3 of us have stood together. We have motivated each other in our journey, in our future. Whatever we wanted to do, we have been able to do because we always knew, though the one person whom we relied upon was not there, there are 2 other people who will motivate us to become what we want to. And today, those 2 girls are doing so well because they knew that they had a father who will motivate them. And I knew that I have 2 daughters who will motivate me whenever I was down. A simple example I would tell you, I would be in my office having my lunch or post lunch. My daughter would call me or message me and tell, Papa, today's lunch was awesome. Simple. That one word will motivate me to cook for the next 1 month without any complaint. Very simple, isn't it? How many husbands here motivate your wives? Tell them that cooking was so good, the dish was so good. If you have not told so far, please start today. Imagine the world, imagine the difference that you are going to make in that person's life. Simple things matter a lot. Remember this. And finally, I would like to add one small example when it comes to Toastmasters, when it came to Toastmasters. When I was area director, a couple of my clubs were doing not so well. The decision I took was to be part of their club. One club I joined as a member. The other club I joined to attend their meetings without being a member. I attended so many meetings almost every week, brought that club back. Today that club stands tall as a President Distinguished Club. A club which was on the verge of getting closed today has become President Distinguished because as a leader, I just showed the way to them. They did all the work. I will never take credit for what the club is doing today, but I was a small part in their journey to motivate them that they could do, they will do well. That's all I did. And today they are on their own. As leaders, we need to identify what is that one thing that is required for one individual, give that. That will make a huge difference in that person's life. I'll give you one more example. All of you will know this. When Chandrayaan 2 failed, everybody was upset. The whole ISRO was upset. Our Prime Minister, he called the director and appreciated him. He said that you can do it next time. And the team did it next time. Do not be overcritical when things don't go well, but give that motivation. A small pat on the back will motivate that person to elevate further. This is very important in all our lives. Simple things. You don't need to go give a lecture to motivate anybody. One word, well done, is all that you need to do. Because I firmly believe a lot of times we feel low on motivation because we do not believe in ourselves. The self-belief goes down. That is where somebody needs to elevate you, and you be that person who will elevate somebody else. Do you all agree with me? I would end my session with one of the couplets that I love the most. This is Thirukkural I always refer because it has everything that we need for our life. It goes like this. Akkam Irandom Endru Allavar Ukam Oruvandam Kaituடையார். There is a chapter number 60 title Ukam Udamai, it means encouragement. This couplet means those who have high motivation will never feel desperate even if they lose all their possessions. I want all of us to become that and be high on motivation, never be low on energy. Give it all, you will only get more. Whatever you give, you are going to get 1 plus more. On that note, I'll pause here and invite any questions that you guys have.
It was excellent, Toastmaster Ishwaran.
Thank you.
As a mentor, I do have a doubt. So, what is the dosage of motivation you prefer to give? The same level of dosage or individual according to the individual? What you prefer, sir?
It varies from person to person for sure. Somebody will require a 5-minute conversation. Somebody will require a 1 word enough. 1 word is enough. For example, I always believe in this. A thumbs up is all that I require. A couple of days back in the Word of the Day group, my mentor gave a thumbs up to one of the compliments that one of the members in the group had given about me. Sridhar Ranganathan, by the way, is my mentor, Toastmaster Sridhar. He gave a thumbs up to that compliment. That was enough for me. It depends on the individual. So as a mentor, we need to know what that person requires and give that dose. It could be 1 liter of encouragement. It could be 1 small ounce of encouragement. That's up to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Suresh.
Yeah. Toastmaster Ishwar, hi.
Yes, Prasanna.
Yeah. So how do you motivate yourself to keep motivating someone? It doesn't happen in a single setting. You motivate someone and then again it's back to square one. Then again you have to motivate that person. So after some time we lose our motivation to motivate the other person. So how do you manage that?
Excellent. You shouldn't give up. We all give up easily, isn't it? In anything that we do, the moment we fail once, we don't try second time. It can't happen. You need to be patient. You need to understand the strengths and areas of improvement of the other person. Go closer, maybe adopt a different approach, then motivate. For example, you did something to the person and he started following. After a while, it failed. Now, it may not be something wrong with that person. It may be something wrong with the way you motivated or the way you approach this whole problem. Change your approach. Try something new. Try something different. Then the person will fall in place. The moment you give up, you lose motivation. That is what is very important. A lot of people ask me, how do you have time? You do so many things. How do you find time? How do you motivate yourself? All that I need is 1 thumbs up. Same way, you need to find what that person needs. Go close and give that. Change your approach. Yes, Sundar.
Thank you.
Aisha Sundar here.
Yes, Sundar.
I think motivating the junior most as well, your peers or your own age group. So they are two different approaches. So it may be easy to motivate the fresher or the younger ones, but it is very difficult to motivate people of your own peer age. So how do you handle that? So both in your Toastmasters journey as well as in corporate life, when people are adamant and when they are not listening to you, when they are not changing their course.
I go sit with them and I take up part of their work. I help them do. And I tell them that I am only there to support and not take credit for what they are doing. That assurance you need to give. I always do that. I had a recent incident where we were presenting something to one of the potential customers, and there were a few differences of opinions in the way it should be done. It required a little bit of overdosage of motivation, overdosage of lecture to be able to convince the other person on how it should be done. It depends on the person, and you need to have patience here. You go closer, you go sit with them, explain in different ways in which you can make the person understand and do. Same thing in Toastmasters. A lot of people don't come and give speeches regularly. You go and do it. That's the best way. When you go and do it, I did that. Well, as a division director, I did certain things that a normal member was not doing. But then when they saw me as a division director coming and doing, they came back and did. You don't need to be critical of them for not doing. Instead, you go and do, then they will follow suit. It will take time, but slowly that you will see the results happening. I have seen that in my life. Thanks, Sundar. Okay, I think it is past 20 minutes. If there are no other questions, I will hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity. Medley, I'll soon be back in person. I'm looking forward to coming in person one day soon. I'll be there. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you, Toastmaster Prabda, for inviting me for this session. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishwaran, for this wonderful educational session. A simple thumbs up and well-done words will go a long way. That's what we have learned today. Thank you so much for that. I request the timer to read out the qualified speakers.
Hema, 5 minutes 27 seconds. And Abhilash, 10 minutes 45 seconds. And Ishwaran, 12 minutes 36 seconds. Shravan, 7 minutes 11 seconds. And Shanmugan, it's 7 minutes 19 seconds.
Another, there's a grace period of 30 seconds. So
yeah,
11 is also.
Yeah, all are.
So all 4 speakers are qualified?
Qualified, yes.
Toastmasters, kindly vote for the best speaker. I hope you have all voted. Let's now move on to the next session. Next is the table topic session. To conduct this session, we have Toastmaster Subbalakshmi, who is a techno-functional lead business analyst, joined this fraternity 1.5 years back to develop her public speaking skills. Being an enthusiastic person who actively takes up roles and supports initiative. Over to you, Toastmaster Subbalakshmi.
Of what the table topic is all about for the benefit of the guests. Here in table topics, we would be giving topic to the speaker. It will be an improv speech where the speaker will come and they will give them the topic for which they have to think quickly and speak for 1 to 2 minutes. And as I would say,
Ma'am, we are not able to hear your voice. Your voice is breaking. Is it just for me? It's the same for all.
No, even I couldn't hear you properly.
The audio is very poor.
Lakshmi, can you try again?
Can you try in a particular angle? In a particular angle only you speak without moving your head, please.
Topics can be given the message form. Someone can help. TMOD can help.
Is my audible?
No.
Just the break.
Audio is very choppy.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Better.
Now, okay.
Better. Oh, so I think was not before.
It's bad again. Sorry.
Probably switching off the video can improve the quality.
Is the audio better?
No. Something wrong with audio.
Is the audio better now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. This one? Is this better?
Yes. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience. At my place, the net is down. So for the benefit of the guests, the rules of table topics is as such. We will give you a topic and it is going to be an impromptu speech. As soon as you hear the topic, you will be given 10 to 15 seconds to quickly make your speech on. And at 1 minute, you will be shown a green card, and 1.5 seconds, you will be shown a yellow card. And at the end of 2 minutes, you will be shown a red card. And to start with the topics, I have got the list with me. So let me call upon the first speaker. The first speaker, Sindana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Sindana, with the weather, because today we could see a lot of winds and rainies. Just to start with the climate over here, your topic is, what would be your planning strategy for the rainy days? What would be your planning strategy for the rainy days?
Okay. Maybe I'll start. Good afternoon, all. I'll just tell what is the experience that I'm making today for this topic. So, yeah, we know, right? If it is raining, the schools will be holiday and you have to work from home because you have to take care of your kids, and definitely your mates won't be turning up, and you have to end up doing all the work, including taking care of the kids. And of course, office work also should be adding up, because some of your team members would also be able to not even come to the not even come to the office or work from home because stating some excuses about the net connection or power or whatever it is. So even I just got to know this morning when I had a discussion with my fellow office colleague. She is also telling that the same problem. So I think the rainy day would be a hectic day for every mom or every dad who is taking care of the kids at home. So that would be really a tough day. So we need to plan everything. I mean, we have to be proactive in planning, because these days we know what would be the weather. The forecast is being done, and we are able to see the weather, and we can act proactively. So just get everything's done, and I think that would help you to sort out the rainy day problem. And though it is a rainy day, since my childhood, I would always enjoy the rain. Though the work is up, other work and challenges are apart, I like rain. Somehow that keeps my mind that keeps me, my heart also filled with joy. I don't know what could be the reason, but somehow I like the rainy day, even though it keeps me, fight with other challenges. I love the day. So that's how I enjoy my rainy day. Over to you.
Thank you, Sindana, for sharing your rainy days experience and strategy. Okay, so let me call upon the next speaker. Can I call Toastmaster Jayashree?
Can you hear
Toastmaster
me?
Jayashree. Yes, Jayashree. Yes, I am able to hear you. Okay, for you, again, same goes to the weather. Share us your memorable incident on a rainy day when you were in your school days. There will be some incident, memorable incident with the rainy days. So can you please share it?
I'm going to skip the year so that it is easier for people to understand the ages over there. So, okay, so it was during my 9th grade, and I was traveling back from Coimbatore to Chennai. So I had a family function at Coimbatore, and I had to be in Chennai for one of my exams here. And we kind of planned to be here on Monday morning so that I could be there for my exam on that day. But again, the terrible rain that caused me to skip that exam. So I didn't make it to that exam. And I was enjoying it happily because I was able to spend time with my cousins on one side. But my parents were even more, worried about my exams than me on that specific day. But then the best part is that that whole evening, the time that I spent with my cousins is still stays with me forever. We kind of spent together the time on a single room, watching movies, playing video games. Back then, PlayStation was not there, so it was only that Contra games that which we used to play together. And then with my cousins, with my aunts, and all that at home, we were having a wonderful time watching a family movie, and we kind of shot a short film based on that in a single day. And by the end of that day, we kind of recorded it and posted it recently in one of my cousin's wedding, that memory. And that brought in a lot of nostalgic moments for us. And that is what I could remember. Like, hey, what if there is a day of because of rain, and what if all our relatives, cousins, family members are in a single room and no worry about work, college? It would be a fantastic day. Why not? It could extend for 365 days forever. That would be my thought process. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Jayashree, for sharing your experience. Next, I would like to call upon DTM Sampath, sir. Is he there?
Toastmaster Shubha, you can go to the next TT
Next
speaker.
one. Yeah. So I would like to call TM Ranga.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. How can we reduce food wastages with a proper planning? How can we reduce the food wastages with a proper planning?
Thank you so much for this timely topic. Recently, I had gone to a wedding of one of my distant relatives, and I noticed two things. The serving portions were just about right, number one. Number two, I asked the person, the bride's father, what is he going to do for all the food that is going to remain unserved? He gave a wonderful answer. And this happened in near Trichy, Sri Lanka. So he said that he is already in touch with two groups of people. One is an old age home, and the other one is an orphanage. So he said, as soon as the lunch is over, we're going to take stock of what is going to be remaining. And people who have come from outstation, they're going to give them packaged food for the evening. And later on, what they're going to do is around 1ish or 1:30, they're going to call these two sets of people and ask them to come and take the food so that they could give it out to the people who reside in the orphanage as well as the old age home. But we did not know how much is going to be wasted. So at the same time, the organizations had prepared basic food for for the people who reside there, and it was substituted or rather reinforced with the food that was taken from the Kalyana Chapel. I felt that that was a good way to take care of all the food wastages. It's something that can be done at most of the weddings if only we have a proper planning, or if the time is right. In most of the weddings, after reception, it will be impossible to call people out because it will be pretty late in the night. But for lunch, this can definitely be followed. This is one way where we can definitely avoid wastage of food. Back to you, Toastmasters Evolution.
Thank you, Ranga. So that was a very much good to know that how they are saving the food from not going waste in those Grand Chatrams. Thanks a lot for giving those insights. Let me call upon the next speaker, Toastmaster Pugal. Is Toastmaster Pugal available?
I can go to the next
Next one. Yeah.
speaker.
Okay. Toastmaster Vijay Rajan.
Yes, table topic master.
Hello, Chirag. So for you, what qualities of rainbow do you reflect in yourself? What qualities of rainbow do you reflect in yourself?
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. What is the color that reflect in myself? If you ask me, I know generally what more than sometimes it is easy for others to give a feedback, the right feedback about ourselves than the feedback which we are able to evaluate ourselves. Like that, what others have given me a feedback is it is a red color. That is, people used to say that I'm aggressive in things. Whenever I do something, I'm very aggressive in whatever I do. So aggressiveness, that red color is maybe the color from the rainbow that suits me the right thing. And this is my plus and this is my minus because whenever I do something, I involve too much into the thing. I get deep inside that, and sometimes I find it difficult to come out of that. To that extent, I will be extremely aggressive whenever I do something. So maybe that red color. And being a human being, I think all the colors are required. Personally, I like that blue color because blue color is said to be convincing color. Whenever we want to convince others, it is said that blue color is a very convincing color. So whenever I go for an interview or something very important discussions, I used to wear the blue color shirt because from the days of attending the interview, I have been told that blue color is a convincing color. I don't know whether it really works out, but this is how I have been told and I follow even today. Over to you, Game Topic Master. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Vijayarajan, for giving us the details. And your favorite is blue. Even it is same for me. Can I have the next speaker, Toastmaster Pradeep?
Yeah. Sorry, excuse me for because I have power shut on here, so I'm not able to on my video.
No problem. What is your hidden talent which you have not showcased to others and you are showing it rarely? What is your hidden talent which you have not showcased very rarely?
Thanks for the topic, but the hidden talent itself is a hidden, which I don't want to show. But since you ask me, but I can say a little bit of that. That I always try to be understand the person's personality, and before talking, speaking to them, interacting to them, I try to be like what they likes, what their dislikes, and I try to be connect with that likes and try to create my own interest on that topics, so that they also help. They also try to interact with me, and I just want to. I kind of a magnet. I try to be kind of a magnet. I try to get all the positivity from the person to whom I interact. So that's how I improvise my knowledge. I gain my knowledge, and this is one thing that I can share as of now because it's a hidden talent, which helps me a lot. But sometimes the people are more smarter than me, so they always understand this. This basic things people will able to understand. This guy is trying to learn and more from others. But this helps me a lot to educate others also. I always believe that education is a thing that the more you teach, you will earn. You learn a lot. So that's the reason whenever I try to learn something, I try to share my knowledge, share my education to others also. So I use this talent to improvise my knowledge and also to share the others. Over to you. Thank you so much for the topic again.
Thank you, Pradeep. Next, from the guests, can we have a volunteer? And I think let me call Annamalai. Annamalai. Okay, are you there?
Yes, Raja Annamalai.
Yeah, Raja Annamalai.
Raja Annamalai. Yes,
Yeah.
Okay. For you, don't wish for it, work for it. Do not wish for it, work for it. Your thoughts.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, table topics, Toastmasters Lakshmi. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Okay, don't wish for it and work for it. So especially, I would like to come to the topic which relates to our health. Okay, so it's like so let's say everyone is having our own. So like even if you are okay, now we are into the end of the year. We are going to start our new year in 2025 in January. Obviously, like most of us will have our own resolution, new year resolution to set the goals to have the healthy lifestyle, either in terms of like reducing the reducing the weight, or someone wants to like gain some weight, or someone wants to become fit and strong and flexible. So in every angle, everyone will be having it. So it's not only setting up the goals, it matters. It matters like how we are achieving it, how we are targeting on a daily basis, how we are putting the efforts to reach that one. So it matters like it's not only the end result matters. It's and consistently how we move ourselves on a daily basis. Whatever you wanted to achieve. So like there is a saying like whatever you want to achieve, you have to put yourself on a daily basis. You have to put effort. Then only you will get the results. So it's so in this way, like I would like to say that. So it is easy for everyone to set the goals, but it is very difficult for everyone to achieve it. So for everyone of us to achieve it, it's like a practice daily with the consistency, hard work, and the persistency. So this with this, I would like to conclude. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Raja Annamalai, for giving us your thoughts on how we should daily work on it. Thanks. Let me call Toastmaster Sundareshan. Sundareshan. Sudarshan. Sorry.
Sundareshan Subramaniam.
Sundareshan Subramaniam. Thank you.
Thank you. You can call me Modi ji also.
Modi ji, yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure. So we have heard a lot of details about the planning. So there is a quote which says, "Eat the elephant." Your thought on that? Eat the elephant when it comes for a planning.
Thank you. I will not try anything like that. I take as a metaphor for ideas are no one's monopoly. From the thought level, it comes out. The ideas quote is by Dhirubhai Ambani. We all know Reliance company owner. So what we feel we have to accomplish, and it's easy to say, just to do it, but going through, adapting everything and completing the task is a big work. So at that time, we learn a lot. We have to learn a lot of skills to complete that task and move ahead. Certain things are impossible, people will say. But if you take it as a big task, it will be astonishing. But make it small tasks, try to complete one brick by brick and move ahead step by step. Someday we can accomplish all those difficult tasks. This is our life, and nothing is easy. We have to move ahead with a lot of difficulties only. When I joined Toastmasters, I was wondering with the demo meeting 22 years before, people can speak for 7 minutes without paper. Believe me, trust me, after 22 years, I feel comfortable speaking to you all. I can express my feelings also. And sometimes I feel more comfortable with Cavaliers than Toastmasters because they are more eager to learn. So it's nothing to worry about the task, how we take it and how we make it simple and how we share with others our knowledge. That's all. Life is pretty easy. Only some people complicate it. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, sir, for giving us such an insight. Thanks a lot. Okay, moving to the next speaker, I would like to call the guest Vidya.
Hey, hi all. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. For you again, we are back to the weather. What would be your favorite snacks to munch on during a rainy day?
Yeah. Actually, I don't like eating snacks. Mostly, I have only when I'm hungry. I have only fruits, so I don't have most of the junk foods and all. But at times, yeah, I get the craving of having something hot. That too in a rainy day, obviously, everybody will have the temptation to have something hot and a cup of tea uh, and enjoy the weather. So than the normal days, probably the snacks and tea will, in the rainy days will be even more, the taste will be more enhanced. But the same tea you'll be having on all days, but on the rainy day, you feel that the taste is more enhanced. So it's all the atmosphere around us that creates a feel that it's more good. Um, yeah, I think in rainy days, more coffee shops will be open, and we'll be having the temptation to have something hot like chips, burger, pizza, and all that. Even who are so much health conscious, even they'll have the craving to go out and have something. But in Chennai, I think the shop should be open for that, because most of the time it'll be flooded when it's rainy season in Chennai. So it's very scared to go out. But in other places, probably they'll get an opportunity to have something hot. Um, so yeah, I think after 2015 flood, this is the time I'm in Chennai, because after that 2015 flood, I was very scared, and it was a very bad experience. So I used to go to my native whenever it rains in Chennai. So after so many years, I'm here in Chennai, enjoying this climate. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Vidya. Let us call Prasanna, the area director.
Yeah. Hi, Subbalakshmi.
Hi. So I've kept this topic for you. Share your plan when things are not happening as you planned. Share your plan when things are not happening as per plan.
Thank you. The best plans are always bound to fail. That is what I believe whenever I set to do anything. As some of you know, I am an anesthesiologist. So we are always prepared for the worst. Even if it's a normal situation, which we know 99% of times it will go on smooth, we are still prepared for that 1% of time in which things will go haywire. So people might think we are overconscious, overthinking, we complicate even the simplest of things. But when that 1% of time situation occurs, we are like well prepared. And we will never know when such things will happen. So it is always better to err on the side of caution than to repent, especially when the stake, especially when the situation at stake is complicated and valuable. So the best plans also should have a backup plans a plan A, plan B, plan C. There are some people who feel plan B is to make plan A work. Those are the kind of people who are very determined that their plan will go fine. They don't give room for doubt. But it is not wrong to doubt ourselves. It is perfectly fine to doubt us, perfectly fine to doubt those around us. Take for this very meeting, we knew the rains would settle. We were also cautious whether the rains would continue. But we did have this backup plan of having an online meeting. And when the situation demanded, we had this fallback option, considering safety of all the members who attended. So always be prepared for the worst and never repent it. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think I have completed all my topics which I have prepared for today. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Kausalya.
Thank you, thank you, Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Subhalakshmi, for wide array of questions from weather to how to curb food wastage, eat the elephant, and snacks, and then about plans. Thank you so much. Now with this, let me hand over the session to the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Pramod Anand.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Now it is time for our evaluation session where we will be receiving feedback for our speeches so that we can make definitive progress. For our first evaluator, I'd like to call upon a person who's a data scientist by profession and he's also my mentor. I would like to call Toastmaster Shankar.
Okay. Thank you, GE, Toastmaster Pramod. Toastmaster always provide us the opportunity to learn something new every time we attend the meeting. Even today, I learned about the new concept of hopes and choice through your speech, Toastmaster Hema. Thank you for introducing that fascinating idea. First of all, I must commend you for delivering the speech online because speaking in front of the camera after seeing yourself on the screen can be a challenging one, but you nailed it. A big go for that. Let me talk about what are the strengths which I found out on your today's speech. Now, first one, it is the opening. Your opening was crisp, clear, but more impactful, sparking the curiosity of the audience about your topic. It drew us, made eager to learn more. And second, very important aspects on delivery. So throughout the speech, you maintain a calm, composed demeanor, delivering your speech with a clarity. Your confidence that shows very evident, and it helped the audience stay engaged. And probably, for every Toastmaster, it is for the areas of improvement. So with this, with this interest, I thought of recommending with some of the point. Number one, on the body language. Since this particular project emphasizes a body language and vocal variety, I was hoping to see more expressive gesture as well as the movement. For instance, when you are describing, let's say, in one of the places where you're describing about veg and non-veg appetite. Now, for example, you're talking about soup, the paneer, as well as some of the non-veg item, raising your eyebrows little have added that kind of the element about your surprise as well as the exciting moment. Similarly, when you are about to have the particular food, someone is showing the wristwatch and they are cutting not to have, probably you could have show some kind of annoyance or frustration through some kind of the facial reaction. And second, very important thing on the vocal variety. While I feel that your tone was most of the places was steady and clear, there were opportunity to add more modulations to your voice, especially when you are wrong direction heading to Pondicherry. And third, very important thing on the passes. In some places, yes, the passes are very required for the long passes so that the audience can digest and it can play very effectively. But I feel that in some of the long passes that could have been avoided on your speech. And fourth, very important thing that this is the body language as well as the vocal variety, standing position. I was hoping that you will stand and deliver the speech, but but no, you are sitting and delivering this speech. So whenever this kind of the projects it comes, probably the standing positions might be very, very helpful. And the last point on the conclusion, I felt that the conclusion was a little or slightly abrupt. Probably if you could add something, what you are trying to say in the opening and trying to connect with the conclusion, that would be more evident. Overall, Toastmaster Hema, you did an excellent job that staying composed and delivering on your speech with a full of confidence, with a little bit more focusing on probably body language, vocal variety, and a stronger conclusion. Your speech, the next speech would be a amazing speech. Over to you, GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sankar, for that very encouraging evaluation. Next, I would like to call upon the next evaluator, who is the author of Business Storytelling for Leaders, and he's also District 120's quiz master. I would like to call Distinguished Toastmaster Sundararaman. Distinguished Toastmaster Sundararaman.
Yes. Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmasters. Today, I am honored to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Saravanan. So let me share the aspects I appreciated the most in the speech. Number one, vulnerability. Toastmaster Saravanan, you are a senior leader in your organization, but you showed vulnerability to deliver this speech. You started with an example where you have shown your weakness and where you wanted to be so humble, and then you tried to come out with an example. So that showed the vulnerability of the speaker. Number two aspect, what I liked in your speech is the credibility aspect. So instead of giving a yarn on what is called mentoring, what is the difference between mentoring and coaching, so you came out with a personal story that helped you to connect with the audience as well. That gave you the kind of credibility to you as a speaker. So you shared your interactions with your own teammates like Ajit and Naveen, as well your discussion with your boss, Mr. Krishna. That personal touch added authenticity as well as credibility to your speech. The third one, what I liked in your speech is the specificity. So you talked about your boss, Krishna, and in fact, instead of narrating, you dramatized with the direct voice using dialogues. So that also helped you to showcase your vocal variety. So and very specifically, your boss gave you specific advices like being practical and being talking about the number game and organization, the motivation from organization point of view, how it is different. So that's specificity. So basically the vulnerability, credibility, as well as specificity, those were the strength of your speech today. So now let me talk about area for improvement. So that is all about ambiguity. So today I was little confused when you were talking about when you shared about your story. So you mentioned that you didn't want to help your team members Ajit and Naveen just because of the reason that you will not get credits. And again, when you approached your boss, Mr. Krishna was not tackling that specific issue, but he gave you another opportunity where you will be mentoring as well. You will also get credit. So that is where that the first incident was let loose. So that was not properly closed. And it was also not sure whether, again, mentorship is closely associated with credits. So in at least from Toastmaster point of view, so we do mentoring, so even though we don't get credit, so which is also called as servant leadership. So that is where a little bit of ambiguity was there. So and again, when you talked about your Toastmasters experience where the senior Toastmaster gave you candid feedback, that was a revelation moment for you. Kudos, very good. But did you take the service of that person as the mentor? But have you considered that kind of candid feedback as mentoring? So I feel that mentoring is a long-term process, not just one of its kind of feedback given. So that was more like a feedback. So it was not mentoring. So I felt that was an anecdotal example. So that is where you lack a little bit of clarity. So that led to ambiguity. So that lack of clarity led you to ambiguity. So on the whole, I liked your speech, especially for a lot of youngsters. So they would have got some kind of idea about mentoring. So, and I like the vulnerability aspect, the credibility aspect, and the specificity aspect. But if you can bring little more clarity by structuring your speech, then the ambiguity will not be visible, and this project, your project will be long lasting. So, wish you all the best, Toastmasters Saravanan. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sundara Raman, for the kind evaluation. Next, I would like to call a Toastmaster who is a technical lead in software development and robotic process automation. He also enjoys cycling and badminton. I would like to call Toastmaster McEnroe. Toastmaster McEnroe, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I had a wonderful opportunity to listen Toastmasters Shanmugavel's speech on the theme Determination Can Move Mountains. I must say that your storytelling and the message were powerful and engaging. A definitive example is the perfect example. We were so connected by the story, and I'm all ears. Let me talk about the structure and flow. Your speech had a clear structure, starting from the introduction, story, and a conclusion. The transition between each part was smooth and easy to follow. It started with big kings like Shahjahan, Rajaraja Cholan, and transited to a normal person, a very normal person, which tremendously having a big leap at the end as a conclusion. The way you framed the story of Dashrath Manji, who not only changed his life, but also the lives of others. Well done for that. Clear purpose and inspirational message. The purpose of your speech is to inspire. The power of determination was clearly communicated. You chose a compelling story that resonates with the theme of the project. The way you connected with the small leap of an action with a bigger results, like carving a mountain of 70 kilometers to 5 kilometers as a pathway, was so powerful and energetic to hear, with vivid example and effective. I would like to take this idiom, the road less traveled. He didn't chose the easy route. He chose the road less traveled, cutting through the rocks to create a path where none exited. The way you brought the story is seemingly impossible task. Carving a path into a tale of perseverance was deeply inspiring. And the emotional content was so palpable, and the determination led to the history being made. Powerful closing. The closing statement, never underestimate the power of an individual, was strong and left the audience with a memorable thought. Finally, for the areas of improvement, honestly, would like to hear your speech in bigger stage with beautiful gesture. I encourage you to explore with your vocal variety and pronunciation. Try to elevate your energy level with the excitement and achievement of his journey. Toastmaster Shanmugavel, you did a wonderful job of delivering speech that not only inspires, also encourages believe in the power of determination. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster McEnroe, for your appreciative analysis. Next, I would like to call a Toastmaster who is also a software developer, but he's also passionate about coding and music. He plays the guitar. I would like to call Toastmaster Jagan. Toastmaster Jagan, over to you.
Thank you, Pramod. As Toastmaster Shanmugavel in his speech said that no obstacle can stop us if our intentions are correct. Today, Toastmaster Abhilash, a man from 3 states across 3 clubs, with a time frame of 6 years, had crossed a mountain of 5 levels. And here he stands today in front of us to deliver the ultimate speech, the 10 to 12 minute speech on reflecting on his path. Today, Toastmaster Abhilash delivered the reflect on his path speech from the pathway motivational strategies. Toastmaster Abhilash, these are the strengths that I see in your speech. One, the structure of the speech. From the prelude, you gave us a prelude of about 1.5 minutes from the CCCL manual to 2018, where the pathways were introduced. And that was a good build up leading into your speech. It was not leading into the body of your speech, but it was leading into the introduction of it itself. It's like reading a prologue to an interesting novel. So the prelude of the speech came first, not the introduction to the speech. And then comes the introduction where you talk about 6 months, I did nothing. And then 6 months, I did something. Now that's chapter 1. And thereby icebreaker, chapter 2, and thereby Quillpock incident, chapter 3, and went on to contest. So this structure of the speech, where you ended up very well with where you are today, how long it has taken, along with the storyline, you have described and reflected on your path nicely with this structure. The second strength that I see is, of course, the skills that you've learned through this path. And that's one of the primary objectives of this manual, is to share with us the growth journey that you have had. The fact that you have spoken, of course, we know there is a project called Prepare to Speak Professionally, which 20 minutes, it's a 20 minutes project, and this is a 12 minutes project. And I'm sure you would have talked with such enthusiasm, with the same amount of attitude and command over your language when you did with the 20 minutes speech as well. So that is a skill that you have learned and you have shared it with us. Not only that, there were bits of leadership development. These are the skills that you have gained through this. The third thing that I see is that you have shared with us the obstacles that you have gone through, from corporate club to community club to Corona. These were the obstacles that you went through in this journey. Where could you have done better in this speech? Now, the main thing that the manual says is how it affected your life outside. The 6 years, what was the impact it had on your mind or the life that you had outside of Toastmasters? What did you gain from this that you applied outside of Toastmasters? That's the biggest thing that I see as an area of improvement in this particular 10 to 12 minute speech. I'm sure traveling across 3 clubs across 6 years, you would have gained so much that you could have added it in your personal life. So that was missing. What could you challenge yourself? What is your advice to a new Toastmaster starting today? A new path, a first path that they are starting. That's a challenge that you could take and give us the enhanced, like Darshat Manji, 70 kilometers has come down to 5 kilometers. That's something that we want to learn. So to summarize the structure of the speech, the skills you have learned, the obstacles, these you put it together as a package and shared it with us. How it impacted your life outside of Toastmasters. If you could have had it, this speech would be a package to all of us. All the very best. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagan, for the motivating feedback. Now, I would like to call the tag team for the individual reports.
Excuse me, Toastmaster Pramod, can you please call out as a timer for the best evaluator, qualified evaluators and qualified TT speakers?
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Anuradha. Timer, could you please call out the names of the qualified evaluators?
Qualified table topic speakers and evaluators. Go through. Santan, Sri, Ranga. Will I give the time as well?
Yes, please strong. Very clear.
Santan is 1 minute 29 seconds. Sri,
Toastmaster Janardhanan, can you please read out the names alone?
Yeah, that's better. Santana, Jayasri, Raga, Vijayarajan, Deep, Raja Annamalai, Sundareshan, and Prasannavani, tabletop speakers. And coming to evaluation, Shankaran, Kanro, and Jagannathan.
Thank you.
4 minutes 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all. I will post the table and the sheet in chat. Thank you. Hand over to Pramod.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janardhanan. Now I'd like to call upon the timer, Toastmaster Janardhanan, back on stage so that he may give the timer's report. Over to you, Toastmaster Janardhanan.
Okay. Yeah, prepared speech. Citation took 5 minutes 27 seconds, and Saravanan P he took 7 minutes 11 seconds. Shanmugavel 7 minutes 19 seconds. Abhilash 10 minutes 45 seconds. Ishwaran it took 36 seconds. And then this is about prepared speech. Next will be table topics. Sinkaran took 1 minute 29 seconds. Jayshree 1 minute 36 seconds. Ranga 2 minutes 25 seconds. Vijayarajan 1 minute 37 seconds. Deep 1 minute 26 seconds. Raja Annamalai 1 minute 55 seconds. 1 minute 58 seconds. Vidya 2 minutes 15 seconds. Prasannavani 1 minute 35 seconds. And this is about table topic. Next Current took 3 minutes 13 seconds. Sundar Chintamani took 4 minutes 15 seconds. Macron took 3 minutes 14 seconds. Jagannathan took 3 minutes 30 seconds. So this is about timing for today's speakers, and handing over to Toastmaster Pramod. Thank you.
Thank you to Toastmaster Janardhanan for the meticulous report. Next, I would like to call our counter, Toastmaster Priya, for the counters report.
Thank you, G. Today, Toastmaster of the Day has talked about the power of P, that is plan, practice, and progress. And that power of P is also the power of a good speech. So congratulations to all my Toastmasters who have given a clean speech today. Here comes my report. Toastmaster Kaushalya and Pramod has given a clean speech. Speaker 1, Hema, had few hours. Toastmaster Saravanan, 2 hours and so. Our patent man spoke on Mountain Man, that is Toastmaster Shanmugavel. Sir, there's a word of caution. Whenever you finish a word, it sounds like you're dragging this R, and it sounds like R, but it's just A that you're pulling it. You can just work on that. It's almost a clean speech from your side again then. Toastmaster Abhilash, except from bodybuilding to body language, there were just few R's that I could note down. Toastmaster Sintana, so and as were heard in your speech. Toastmaster Jayshree and Toastmaster Rangarajan sir has given a clean speech. Toastmaster Vijayarajan, there were few R's. Toastmaster Pradeep, I think it's a guest. There were few repetitive words like that and like were repeated. There were also few R's. Toastmaster Annamalai repeated words like so were used few times. Then we had Toastmaster Sundareshan sir who gave clean speech. Guest Vidya, there were few R's and so. Toastmaster Prasannavani clean speech. Toastmaster Shankar, few R's. DTM Sundaraman sir, McHenro and Toastmaster Jagan, they all gave clean speech. Thank you. Over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. Next, I would like to call the grammarian, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham, for the grammarian's report.
Thank you very much, Jay. Good afternoon, friends. So let me say what I have to in 3 parts. 1, definitive. Definitely, I was pleased because every usage was in the right place. Often we make mistakes, and I hope we don't go and repeat it in our office and deny ourselves the promotion we should have got otherwise. So kindly use the good word at the right place. Here it happened so well. Starting with the TMOD did us the honor by even before by explaining it, she had already used it 3 times and once later. Thank you for that. And G. Pramod did that once. Evaluator McHenro. Then today's speaker, the education speaker, Ishwaran used that. Shanmugavel used that. And Abhilash used that as a definitive answer. Very well done. On to what I liked, starting from Toastmaster Hema, Hobson's choice. And she defined it so beautifully, saying it is the illusion of choice. Beautiful, the best ever definition I have ever heard. Second, then on to Toastmaster Saravanan. He talked about the power of micro habits. Nice. Micro and macro attract your attention, and you listen even more attentively. Third, Shanmugavel talked about reduce the rock to rubble. Rubble, not ruble, doesn't matter. I like the sound, the way it came. And poor man's wife, 60, of course, it was not conjugated well. The idea that poor man's wife, 60 villages. I love the contextual meaning and the depth of it. And reflecting on his paths, a seasoned Toastmaster like Abhilash, he showed a quicksilver mind and originality. Compliments for that, because of that you produce these gems. MSD and CSF misleads and attracts. It works very well in speeches, right? Then, multiple paths as against a single path. Those who have been shocked by pathways after that simpler one will understand the meaning of what you said. I was one of them, so I appreciate that. Then overrun the runway and crash land. Very, very appropriate. Then I like this dear friend. Who dear friend was? Corona. The surprise element he brought in was beautiful. Then giving speeches to the wall. I think that's again a classical definition of Zoom meetings you gave us today, at least for me. Compliments for that. And leaders don't need any titles. Well said. These are the ones I really loved. And here is where we can do better. After finish eating, who ate? After I finished eating will be better. Offered us for a lift. No. Offered us a lift or invited us for a ride. Both are fine. Then I was so furious. When you say so furious, you must say how furious. Otherwise say, I was very furious. Then become a part of conversation. If I am participating in the conversation, it should be became a part of that conversation. When someone says, I became a part of conversation, it means they were commenting about me. Hugely different. Subject versus participant. That's the degree of difference. Then you can explain me that. Better to say, you can explain that to me. The order of how you place these. Then, however they are in large numbers, we don't say stuffs. Stuffs can only come as a verb. He stuffs his whatever in the envelope. Otherwise, it's only whatever the numbers, it is so much stuff. Then, several people's, that last S is not required. Then reach the down. I think the word is valley, possibly. I don't know the topography. I think the word must be valley. What he done? No. Slowly. That is an Indianization. Very slowly or slowly use the sound to bring out what we have to. Then I was very glad to see that the plural singular was done correctly, except in one case. One of the members, plural. When it is one, it is plural. But two others did very well. They didn't make a mistake there. Then more, smarter than, no need. Smarter is more, it's by in itself, comparative. Smarter than. Then, this I've heard happening often in Medley. A meeting 20 years before. What we mean is 20 years back or 20 years ago. I think, do I have something more? Yes, quickly. Give more than what you received. Lovely. This was said by, I'm sorry, I'm not getting who said this. Apologies. Sorry, today's education speaker said this. Down but not out. used often, but very powerful. Then simple things matter a lot. Simple, but matter a lot. Then hidden talent is hidden, said Pradeep. So how can he reveal it? I like the momentary fun he brought into it. Then don't wish for it, work for it. Simple, TT Master, very powerful again. Eat the elephant. By the way, eat the elephant one bite at a time. I think that's a complete thing. And it's not about ideas, but Sundareshan said it correctly in his speech. It's about breaking it into smaller pieces and handling a difficult task. And advices. Advices we don't say except as a verb. Then the spelling is S. Yeah, advices, it's advice. Whatever the number, it's advice. Pieces of advice is how it is done. Then someone said, I love this. Let me end with this. A definitive example is a perfect example. I think said McEnroe. As smashing as McEnroe smashes. I loved it. Thank you very, very much. Even on a rainy day, all of you were really full of verve. Thank you for enjoying this. All the best. Back to GE.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham, for the elaborate report. Now, I would like to give the general evaluator's report. First of all, I would like to appreciate the presidents of both our clubs and the ExCom for making the decision to shift to virtual for the safety of the members. And they waited for the moment when it was definitive that it was going to be a storm and not just a rain. So this was a great move, and it was helpful for all of us who might have found it otherwise difficult to have made it all the way to Adyar. Secondly, all the roles were filled ahead of time. So kudos to the Vice Presidents of Education for this. Thirdly, all the guests were welcomed and everyone was asked to relabel their screens. The meeting started on time, give or take a minute if we have to be more precise. The Toastmaster of today introduced the interesting theme, which had been a suspense until this point. And the word of the day was posted on the group as well. I would say that the word of the day is relevant to the theme, as when you're planned and prepared, the results can be definitive. I would also like to appreciate the grammarian for appreciating the good usages by calling upon the names of those who spoke. At the same time, keeping the speakers anonymous when he was talking about the suggestions. And even though there were technical issues, there were improvisations that throughout the meeting. That's another thing I would like to appreciate. The topics given by the topics master, the table topics master, were related to both the theme as well as the weather, so that it can alternate between those who are Toastmasters seasoned as well as those who are new and guests. So that's one other thing I would like to appreciate. Also, the table topic speakers who were invited included guests as well as those who did not have roles. So that included a lot of people, as many people as possible. And the evaluators were quite appreciative and encouraging. That's one more thing I'd like to appreciate. Now, I'd like to suggest some improvements. First of all, the agenda had a couple of revisions, and I would like to apologize for not noticing that the R counter was changed. Otherwise, I would have given a more definitive introduction to the tag team. Secondly, I noticed that quite a few videos were not switched on throughout the meeting. And I understand that during this time, there might be a lot of power shortages and we might have faced various issues. But it would have been nice to see more smiling faces, even though we have decided to go offline. Thirdly, since we are on an online meeting today, the word of the day could be posted on the chat as well, so that we could have more people speaking. But I understand that today we were on a technology-based platform, so it can be a bit confusing as to how this can be done. But this is a suggestion which could be done by future grammarians in the event of an online meeting. Overall, I would like to conclude that today's meeting was a wonderful meeting. It was quite difficult to find rooms for improvement. Maybe that is a room for improvement for me as a general evaluator. And with this, I would like to hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator Pramod. I apologize to the fellow Toastmasters. I think here it is power shortage and I'm not able to switch on the video. I think I'm audible to you.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you, General Evaluator, for the detailed report. I request the members to vote for the tag role players and the best role player. I hope you have all voted for you have all voted for the best TT speaker. I'm just reminding you to vote for the best TT speaker and then vote for the tag role player and the role players. Thank you. With this, I now hand over the session to the presiding officer. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Kausalya, for running the show. Thanks a lot for our members, both Medley and the BNP club members who just adopted the last minute change of the Vune. We were eager to meet each other, but due to this unfortunate weather, we are not able to meet in person, but it was good that we all met in the virtual room and share our insights. Thanks for that. And I would like to even thank our area director, F2 Vinod Varadarajan, who joined for some time, but due to some of his personal constraint, he has to drop off. Thanks for joining. And I was able to see many of the guests who joined us today. And to name a few, it was Raja Annamalai, Aishwarya, Vidya, Harish Kumar, Hemalata, Rajkumar, Nadia. So can I quickly get a feedback from two of them? Harish Kumar, could you give us a feedback on today's session? Harish, are you there? Okay, so let me move on to Nadia. Nadia, could you give us a quick feedback? Is Nadia there? I don't see Nadia. Okay. Raja Namalai, can you give us a quick feedback?
Excuse me, Toastmaster Shubha. Our link will be closed by 5:30 p.m. Just for your information.
Yeah, so we will have one from Raja Namalai.
Yeah, sure, Toastmaster Subhlakshmi. Yeah, okay. So I was, it was really an interesting session today. So I was listening throughout the sessions. Starts from the speaker one, Hema Venkatesan, who was given the choice of not yours, and then Saravanan was given when the study student is ready. So it's everything. It's like then move on to Mr. Shanmugavel, determination can move mountains, and MSD given by Abhilash. So everything was very, very well structured, and it was really amazing session, I can say. I have a lot learned today from all of these prepared speakers, and also from the table topics masters who has given that, and also like lots of inputs and learnings from the evaluators, Mr. Shankar and others, and also Mr. Iswaran has given the educational session. It was very well. So lots of learning today. So with this, I would like to conclude. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I would like to take this opportunity to compliment few people. First, for Abhilash for completing his pathway on on motivation strategy. Kudos to Abhilash, who is completing his pathway. Then a special thanks for the first time role players. So from Medley, we had Pramod Anand as a general evaluator, and he has taken up this particular role for the first time. Thanks a lot. Kudos to you. Then from BNP, it was Janardhanan who have taken the timer role for the first time. So kudos to Janardhanan as well. With this, I would like to share the best players in their respective categories. So for the best speaker, it goes to Shanmugavel. Best evaluator, Toastmaster McEnroe. For the table topic speaker, Prasanna Vani. Tag role, DTM Thomas. And for the best role player, it's Pramod. Thanks a lot for all the winners and the participants of today's session. We have announcement to be done. So there is going to be a new member orientation on 7th at Medley. And for BNP, it is going to be the usual Toastmaster meeting on Tuesday. So with that, I would like to thank Medley Toastmaster Club for arranging a joint club meeting. I know it was too much of challenging, and thanks Pravada and Anuradha for showing us like that we will be able to definitely do this meeting, because I had too much of doubt with regards to the weather. And as a corporate club, we are also facing challenges like as it's the end of the year, many people would be going on vacation. So I was not able to pull that much of people. But thanks a lot for the BNP members who have showed up today. With this, I would like to adjourn the meeting. The meeting number, I wrote somewhere. Yes, the meeting number 809 of Medley Toastmasters Club and 289 of BNP Toastmasters Club. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Over to you, Anuradha. Yeah.